Well, my project for the day is changing the wheel bearing on this little Subaru here, which is an all-day sucker pretty much. I done with the other one a few days ago. Got this one to do now, but so we'll get started on it here. Okay, these cars like this have got this has been staked here to keep it from spinning off too easy. So we got to knock that back out of there. So that's that for that. And let's see here. I think it's 12 for the brakes here. Not. How about that? Good guess, wasn't it? Very good guess. All right, let's see. Yeah. There she goes. And of course, I know right now I forgot to bring my piece of baling wire over here to support that. Support this gadget. No, it'll hang up there. Not with that. Don't want to tear something up. And that's pretty handy. Only got one bolt and I got that thing. I'm going to have to get that. I'm going to have to get that wire here a little bit because I don't want to slide out under there. Don't want to mess with that thing. Well, them little clips hold these tight. Those are still pretty good. They'll be good for a while. Well, them back ones are more expensive than the front pads on these. Don't know if that way on all of them or not. There's that. I don't know if that's a 14 back here. Seems like it is. I believe it is. I'm going to get that piece of wire right quick. I'll be right back. Pass up. Okay, we're back now. Oh, boy. Tell you what, if I could lose about 50 pounds, I'd navigate a lot faster. Alright, we'll just hang this up here on the spring. And run this thing through someplace here. I think I'll run through that one. Well, let's run through here somehow. Just something to hold it up here out of the way. Get up here. There, that'll work. Keep you from getting damaged. Now then, let's see. Yeah, it's hard to get off there. I think that'll make it work better. There's a hillbilly impact wrench there. Yeah, alright. We gotta take this off naturally so we can get the drum off. Yep. A lot of things to take off here. It's not really, it's not just as simple as it might seem. Now that gray car over there, which is I think 2003, is a lot easier. It's only got 4 bolts on holding that bearing on, and you change that and you're ready to go. But this thing don't work that way. There you go. I've noticed these metric bolts that once you get them broke loose, which they're a bear to do, then they're real easy afterwards. I don't know why that is. Alright. Well, if I should have took that off before. No, I think it'll work. Alright. See what's behind here. I think it'll come down there. Let's see if that might work for this. I don't know. Oh, that's going to work now. I probably should have left that on there. But, yeah. I don't know if it's going to work or not. No, that ain't going to work. me stick this back on here. Tempo rarely. Yep, I made a slight boo-boo, see? Got ahead of myself there, the very first thing. That's caused me trouble. Yep, it sure did. Get in there, you. Get in there, you. Now, get started down here. You figure one of them out, then the other's going to be there. Let's go in here. Get out here. What the hell is going on here now? Get in that son of a bitch. There. That'll hold that one. There's a reason for this. I'm sure it's not according to the Subaru, what do you call them, maintenance manuals, or what do they call that? Yeah, that's tight enough. Take this little spring clip off here, so as not to mess it up. And put this on here like this. Make it a little tighter. Make it a little tighter. Put another one on here. Like this. Might turn this one, but make it easier. Work it on, since it's going to be going a different way. There's that. Now, then there's this. Here. Get this over here. And this down here. This is not the right size wrench. Right off the back. Should have had that. I don't need the. That's going to run that way too high. Dadgummit. I don't know if I can get that up there or not. Nope, ain't going to work. Something else to do to get the vice grips loose. I don't really want to, so try something different here right quick. Oh, mercy. Now then, see Daisy, grass in here, a few in here, that damn, there, I think it, alright, that weren't too bad. Oh yeah, mighty fine now. It didn't even hurt the roller at all. You go there. Where the hell are you? Alright, come up here. Take it forever. There you go. Good. Not too tight. Probably. This is going to be tight. So, we're not going to hit this very hard, but I don't think it's going to work at all. Alright. So now I've got to go find my puller and all that malarkey. So we'll be back in a little while. Alright, I've got this puller on there. It might be that the person could screw that on in and pop them out, but I don't know. The bolts don't want to go in there rusty. They don't want to go there. Not the bolts, but the threads are rusty, so I don't know if that's going to want to work or not. So we'll attempt now sliding off at it. Alright, you cotton picker. Get on here. The reason we're not putting it on the center is because the axle's loose. This headgun hub, they want to come off. Should have. There's your big one off here in about a minute. When I put that back on, I take a stone on a drill and just go around the inside of that thing so that it's easier to take off. Now then. Yeah. There's that. Put here. And this one comes out of here. Yeah. Alright. And there's all that malarkey right there. There we go. This car's only got 60,000 miles on it, and it's a 91. But you can see there's still paint. Still got the number over here. It's not been abused by any means. So that's a good thing. Alright. At some point we're gonna take the brakes off. So that's pretty much standard, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that to get ready for the next step here. We gotta take a little ABS sensor out of here so we don't break it. And where you at? I'm not as good at finding things without in the dark as I used to be. Come on, there you. Okay. Hang this out of there. Yeah. You want to not damage that little thing. I guess they last forever if you don't tear them up. I don't know. Let's see. This will go here. And then this goes here. Now, this is the tricky part. You gotta attempt to get that out of there without messing something up. And that is sometimes a little bit of a chore here. That moves around a little so it start moving. There you go. Yeah, there you go. It's moving, but it's a slow process. I'll put some anti-seize or grease or something back in that for you. Put it back together. So there again, that needs to be out there somewhere out of the way. Now then, this is probably where the fun begins, because all these big bolts have to come loose. Now I thought I had to mark them. I'll mark them again, but I don't think it matters. I don't think there's any camera on these. No, I'll just mark in this case. I didn't see any signs of it on the other side. So let's see here now. This thing is already in reverse. And this thing here, I bet they won't come off with I don't know. Let's just up here and see what happens here. Well, maybe it will. Just put that over here. Alright. Didn't work so bad. That other one didn't come off that easy. Like I say, yeah, get up here, you. There we go. Finally. And this goes here. And this one down here. Go on here like a little something like this, boys. That is what I was thinking might be the problem here. Not gonna work. Alright, so this on here. Put that on there. And get our trusty helper here. Some people call that Johnson bar. I don't know why they call it that. Now that moves that. Alright, where's the rest of the ensemble here? Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's alright. Well, it's tight as creeks. Yeah, there you go. This might not be as bad as the first one was, because I tell you what, them things, I had to use the jack and everything else to break these loose. Looks like these might be easier. I still got move my tools all the time. I don't know if keep doing that shit. Where the heck did that little ratchet go? Y'all see it? I'm sure you do, but I can't see it. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, boy, I don't know. Well, we're going to have to find that now. If anybody ever told you them little gear wrenches ain't stout, I had to put this jack under there to push that wrench up, and I mean it was hard. And that little wrench was bowed, but it didn't strip them little cogs out in there, whatever the hell it's got it. I heard people say, oh, them gear wrenches, they ain't no count tall. Well, the only thing that's bad about them is that this is a little thick, but it has to be to get the mechanism in it. And for the most part, you can use this. And I tell you what, that thing, they amaze me. And same thing with that little gear ratchet outfit, you know, with the sockets with a hole through it. And you don't matter, you can have a 5-foot long stud, and that thing go right down to it and take it loose. So that's just my little ditty on this part here. Alright, now I'm going to get back taking this apart. Alrighty, well, here's a little bit of an aggravation taking that out, because you got, I don't know what you call it, radius rod or something here, another support here, these two that goes to your strut, this is a sway bar, and of course a emergency brake thing has to come out, and the anti-lock brake deal here. Anyway, this thing is, you wouldn't think it sounded too bad. I hope you can hear it. But boy, I tell you what, you go down the road, it sounds like you've got a gravel crusher going on there. So now I'm going to have to proceed to take this thing out of here, and so I'm probably going to be doing quite a bit of uninteresting things are not too interesting. So I'm going to start with this thing here a little bit and see. I'm going to have to take push out that front from back here. And I press it down the shop down there, so it's kind of a pain to drag everything and all that down there. But we'll see how it progresses here. Alright, well, I'll be back. We'll have the camera back on after a while. Well, I got this pressed out of this thing, and that's just part of the problem. That's not all. But what I'm going to do now, before I mess anything up, is I'm going to take this anti-lock thing off here, ring, because otherwise I'll break that and I'll tell where I'd find one. No doubt it'd be expensive. So, yeah. We'll kind of put this over this way. Yeah, that's probably a little too much. Put in here somehow and try to get a little extra leverage. I don't need that big one. That's what I was saying a while ago. These little gear wrenches are very good. I don't care who. I seen a guy on the YouTube. Oh, he complained about that. Well, maybe he did have a bad experience. I don't know. But I've had these things I don't know how many years. Never had one break yet. It could happen, you know. Dadgummit. I don't know if I got a socket to fit my impact or not. But this is getting old. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to bore you with it. I'll get these off, but we'll come back. Okay, well, we've got this all disassembled. Everything's out of it, and so we're going to have to get the new bearing. Of course, it don't go in one piece like a lot of bearings do. You got to wind up putting this thing in 3 pieces, really. And you got to be careful not to damage the bearing. And well, they got some tough paper on that. That's good. It's coated real good. But and it appears to be greased good. But it's recommended that you don't. That you clean this grease out and put new grease in. That's what the gist of it is. You'd think there'd be plenty of it in there, and it looks like there is. So, well, we got some gas here. We're gonna clean that up here. Gas is one of the best cleaning things you get for grease. Of course, a lot of people say, oh, you can't be using that because that's a petroleum distillate. I don't know what all it is, but my old hand is so messed up by now that I doubt it's going to make much difference. Well, to me, now maybe to the young folks it would. It ain't like you're going to be in it for, you know, hours and days at a time, so that ain't going to matter that much. But get all that grease out of there. And then this bearing, it's a little bit more of a problem here. You got to really scrounge that out. Let me get this out of the way here so we can get up here a little better. Slop some gas around and everything. Let's put a little closer to my work. Okay. This ain't a very good parts cleaning brush, but being it's the only one I got, I just have to use it. Yeah. You know, that other. I guess that grease there is just to keep it from rusting. Or maybe you can get by with it that way, but if you do, you're probably going to wind up having to put bearings in sooner, which is probably also their logic, because if you have to do that, then you can say you sell more bearings. Alright, that one's pretty well cleaned out there, I think. One more little flush. That's good for that. Now we're going to do this one. That little orange dealer, that's just a thing to hold the two together for shipment. It has nothing to do with your bearing. And so stuff there, that's not even, I don't know what that was. It might have been the plastic. But yeah, we're going to clean this all up here. And I'll repack it here in about a minute. If it takes me that long. Yeah. I'm sure if there's a little bit of their packing grease in there, it ain't going to be a problem as long as we put some good old hard axle bearing grease in it. Get that stuff off my fingers there. Let's see here. Roll it around some, then we'll give it another bath. I'd say it's probably pretty good. And oh, this one here still got some grease on it. Really get that cleaned up good. There, that's good enough for that, I think. Put that down here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. Now then, get that kind of dried off. I'll just let that air dry. I'm not going to use a air blower on it because, or you know, compressed air, because they say you're not supposed to when they're dry like that. And so, let's see here. Where's that towel dry? Okay, well, I don't know if that's going to be. Gas is probably off there good enough. I don't know for sure if it is or not. Probably evaporated pretty good. Alright, now we'll take and get this old grease. This is some old stuff. I don't know how good it is, but it's old. And now we'll attempt to start packing that in here. I'd like to have one of them bearing packers, but I don't do enough of this stuff to make it worthwhile to get one of them outfits. So this is going to be kind of boring here, the rest of this. I'm not going to need to run that on the video because you're going to know how that works. So we'll get back at you here in a minute. Alright, well, I spared you all the agony of putting them bearings together, but in essence it's a three-piece deal. That's your bearing. This is the rollers are gone out of this now. It goes in like this, and the other one goes in here. They push this on, push this, presses, and press the other. It was a very poor idea the way they did that. But and on top of that, they by nature don't last that long. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little extra grease right in here, before I put that seal in. Maybe that'll help a little too. I don't know. But anyway, when we get that seal in that, then that's all the bench work we got, and everything else is going to have to be goes like that. It's got that little spring inside that always goes down, and this little dust lip on the back here. These things go in pretty easy, almost by hand, but not quite. Well, that was a little bit perplexing. I was gabbing away there, putting that seal in, and then didn't realize the camera had quit. But on account of it didn't have enough memory in the little card there. But anyway, we got her back on again, so all is well that ends well. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. We'll come back to something else one of these times we find something might be a little interesting.